Hello, welcome back to the stream. It's me, Garthnix, ready for another awesome installment of the Hell Let Loose Spring Seasonal. This time, of course, one of these first round of the playoff games. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. I literally can't believe that this is happening. It's the Line versus ESPT OP BHB again, just 2 weeks away from their last encounter over on Saint-Marie du Mont. They're playing today on HURTGEN to progress in the tournament. So we go from one elimination game with them to another. ESPT came out the victors last time. TL got beaten 5-0, but not for lack of trying. They were right in it all the way to the end with crazy defending, crazy attacking plays as well, right up until the last minute. But can TL pull this one out of the bag? And of course, if the Line wins this one, ESPT's out. And that original victory doesn't mean anything, really. Crazy. Literally can't believe we're here. Okay, before we get started, quick shout out to the people who follow me. Of course, as always, 15-minute delay on this one, so if there's any problems, do let me know. But as well, if you follow me, if you sub, I probably won't be able to see that you've done that until like 15 minutes, and then it's all a bit disjointed on the recording and blah, blah, blah. So I'd just like to say thank you to the people from last time before we get going. So Meinharter, Zayford, Awood Elf, Kurt Chan, Kavin Sai, Fenator, Nasbrock, We 29, and Chief Barrington. So thank you guys for the follows. Hopefully there'll be some more this week too. Obviously it's 15 minutes delay, but If you follow, you can type in chat, talk to each other. There'll be lots of people watching this one. I guarantee it. It's a huge game. First round of the playoffs. Let's go, basically. Oh, open up your like another tab and get Lapinu up on your Twitch as well, his account, because he's streaming from ESPT side tonight. So we're on the Axis side, which is the line over here on HURTGEN. He's streaming from the Allies, obviously in French, but if you don't speak French, have it open just for the map anyway, because I won't be able to show you both maps, and you'll get a lot more kind of insight on the game that way. This VOD's going to be up for 2 weeks. It's also going to be up on the YouTube either tonight or tomorrow morning. So you can catch that either place. The link will go up in the Discord, the seasonal Discord as well. So yeah, before we get started, let's have a quick chat about the map. So HURTGEN Forest, as I said before, we've got the Axis in blue, so that's like the German lines over on this side of the map, and then we will have the Allies over in red with ESPT in red over on the left hand side of the map as we look at it here. So in terms of the middle points, you know, at this point in the tournament, if you're only just tuning in, this map has not come up that often, but still, we've kind of seen a few times that North Pass, this area, so powerful and important up in the trees and up in the woods behind. Also on the, so that's for anyone, I've marked it in blue here, but for anyone to capture that, maybe I should put it in a nice neutral green for you. So we can kind of see this area up here and the building there that you can kind of see, very important for both teams to kind of capture and hold. Whoever basically has that area is going to take North Pass, and then of course crossings down here and kind of up onto the little hill down in this kind of area. There's like a hill, and that's also a very powerful area to capture. So we'll see a lot of tank plays if that's the case, probably down here from the other side, maybe through the woods, potentially even through the woods over this way. We'll see, because you often get an Axis tank sitting out here. I've drawn it all the way to Vayback. That's not really it's not really a true illustration of the sight line there, because there's a lot of trees in between. Down here at the scar, if I use my green to mark it again, we've got this kind of vitally important, you can't really see it very easily on the map here, but there's kind of like a valley almost, and that's very important for both teams. If the Allies are pushing it, they, you know, oftentimes they'll come across from Siegfried Line up this way. Let me get my correct tool out here. They'll come up this way, and clearing out OPs that are often in those areas, very important. The other place that's obviously key here on this side of the river, on the right hand side of the river as we're looking at it, so that's the east. Make sure I'm on the right tool. The other important area is this section up here, and if I kind of mark as well in yellow this section, which is kind of important for a bit, but for a slightly different reason. So the green sections are where both teams are going to want to get to and hold. So you're going to want to, you know, they probably want to put, I've used my wrong thing again here, but you'll probably see OPs or a garrison kind of trying to block off approaches across this bridge here from the Axis, and also back up here at the top of the hill, and even down into this kind of area. So very important there to clear out, of course, and important for the flanks to cross the river and kind of be able to get down this way. But there's this little yellow area here, which is sort of a red herring, as you can see if I kind of draw the sectors out in green here. So this is the sector line. This is a sector marked here, and you can see that this yellow area is not within the scars 4 squares, which means anybody fighting in this area, if the scars are middle point, they won't be having kind of any effect on the game, and oftentimes teams can get sort of baited into that area. So we'll see what happens with that one. Then down here at Siegfried Line, let's kind of clear some of this stuff off the map. Oh, God, I've ruined it now. Let me see if I can fix it. Possibly not. That's even worse. Phenomenal. Come on. Let's go strat sketch. Let's just start a new briefing. Probably the easiest thing. Bear with me 1 second. I just get triggered by having these lines all over the map. It's very, very annoying, as I'm sure you'll agree. Strat Sketch, by the way, a really great website. There you go. It's as easy as that to start up a new sketch. So we kind of draw those front lines in again, or the HQ sector lines. Then we can see down here at Siegfried line, you've kind of got this all important. Oh, and I should have said before, for the scar as well, this area and the one that I've drawn below here for Siegfried line are basically up the top of the hill. Up here is really the very top of the hill, and they're obviously very, very important, especially for the allies, to be able to get eyes out over this way, and covering tank approaches. You know, you can often find German tanks having to kind of push up through the down the road here, or like out the back, around this way. That's probably a bit down the hill, but like they sit up in the woods up here. They'll sit this way, so very, very important to get those kind of that overlook or overwatch there for the allies. Again, they will probably push down this way and want to get across the river, so we're likely to see an allied garrison. If I get rid of those, likely to see allied garrisons kind of here, or in the buildings here, across the river, but potentially they might try and get something up here. Also quite deep, as you can see, at the Scar and Siegfried line, so it's difficult for the allies to push because they've got this open space and across the river to both of these, but they do have the advantage of distance, in that it's only 50 meters for them from the edge of the sector, whereas it's, you know, well, I mean, it's not 50, it's more, because this isn't to scale. Each one of these is 200 meters, so double it basically, so it's about 240 meters for the Axis to run, and it's about 100 meters for the allies, but they do have that river to cross and the open space. So the same down here then at Siegfried line, they've kind of got this open space and a hill to push up. The Axis have further to go, but they have more cover coming down from the buildings here, coming through the woods this way, but that can be a hard push. We'll see lots and lots of artillery being used, lots of smoke on Siegfried line if that's the middle point, the same with the Scar, probably the same with Nordpass as well. However, that brings us onto the topic of arty sniping. So in the last game, we saw some fantastic arty snipes over on Saint-Marie de Mont from the line. They were shooting all the way back from their HQ spawn with a tank to kill the people trying to fire their arty for ESPT. I don't know whether either team has such a thing. This week it seems less likely because of the sheer number of trees in between, but there's a possibility that we could also see some kind of tank sniping of the artillery, so we'll have to look out for that. If that's not in the game, because they couldn't find a lineup, either of these teams, or like they've managed to counter the other team's lineup, then we will obviously see lots of fighting around the artillery as well, with the recon squads trying to kind of crush them out of those areas, because it's going to be so important for them to kill that artillery, because it's so powerful. I just got kicked from the server for being idle, so I'll just rejoin and then we'll try and get into the game. Line. To not talk while I type the password in, otherwise I'll get it wrong. But we're just going to join the server now. Hopefully we'll be ready any moment. In terms of the second points here for the allies, probably the least preferred is going to be Payback Overlook. Well, I don't know, it's difficult to say. So the Ruin has like opportunities of attack this way for, oh, wrong tool again. So opportunities of attack this way, especially if you smoke it, you can get in this way for the Axis. For Cow Trail, it's very much up the hill at the front, but it's got this kind of area here that looks over the back, and oftentimes a flank like this way can be successful. We'll see lots of slow flanking moves today by ESPT on the other side. The line a bit more kind of, I don't know, like quicker on attack, a bit more kind of blitzy. Then way back, oftentimes you see people running up the hill, excuse me, this time, and this time from the east, excuse me, or the west, excuse me, and then running through the forest here as well to the north. In terms of, oh, let me see if I can get on the teams here. Okay, so we're just waiting for the map to flip again. So. Excuse me now. So just moving in from the north here on the other side of the map. So for the second point, it's the other way. We broke it again. So we've kind of got routes of attack, especially if it's North Pass. They'll be pushing really, really hard from here on Hill 15, and especially from here. If the Allies can get their airhead or garrison up in this area, that's really powerful and effective. Or allowing people kind of up and along this way, although it's a bit more exposed, that's on that second line, but pushing up into Hill 15 this way. Hill 15 quite close though to the German lines, as you can see, so sort of got that as an advantage to defending it. And if you have tanks set up in the right way, then you can get some decent overlook to defend it, especially from North Pass, because the natural thing is to form that line in between, that front line, that meat grind, because otherwise you'll just allow Germans yourself to run into North Pass, so you have to kind of have this front line established here, and you can get some good tank defense if that's the case. Of course, with a lot of these, it's all dependent on like which is the middle point, which is the second point, for anything that I say here, because for example, if it's North Pass and then the Allies have to go and attack on Jacob's Barn or even Salient 42, then that's going to be a lot of a different, a lot different looking attack than if they are coming straight from Hill 15. However, Jacob's Barn is, in my opinion, horrible, and they probably won't want to get it here, the Germans, which is the line, just for clarity again. And Salient 42 into logging camp is one of the easiest points to lose in quick succession in the game, in my opinion. This run from Salient 42 to logging camp is very, very short, and it's a long way and a difficult open route to get in from your HQ spawn. If you're playing as Germans, that's a long way to get in there, and it's difficult. You can't come in really from the north that easily either, so need to be very, very attentive if Salient 42 is the second point here, and they kind of ever get back to that over here. Then Jacob's Barn, again, it's not that close to either line, so I don't think there's really an advantage there, but it's a very, very difficult point for both attack and defense, really. So just a meat grind going to happen on Jacob's Barn, most likely, if that is the one in question today. So let me just get back over here. I think we might have flipped, possibly. So it looks like maybe we have, so we will get into the game here. Let's join the right squad. Okay, I haven't got a squad at the moment, just waiting for my player here. In sometimes, like when you cast these games in outside of competitive, you can just come as a squad leader, which means you get to see, or we get to see, all of the marks on the heads-up display that other squad leaders place. However, in competitive, it's very, very competitive, as you might imagine, and teams basically want as many squad leader slots as possible to be open right from the start of the game. So let me spawn in J8 down the bottom of the map here, and I can reveal that it's North Pass as a centre point, with Hill 15 and Groschow approach for the Germans, which is us, or the line today. Let's get this revealed for you guys. Get rid of that, there you go. Okay, so as you can see at the top of the screen, we've got the line in blue, or we should have the line in blue there, and then ESPT in red or orange. Let's kind of get over this way, get myself orientated a little bit. You can see North Pass is the centre point, and we've got Hill 15 and Groschow Approach here, and then you've got Veyback and Mausbach for the Allies. Allies first here into North Pass. We've got trucks basically making it right the way through. Actually, somebody's managed to get right over onto the other side of the river there for ESPT, OP, BHB. Try and get everybody highlighted. Okay, so that's a nice play from them to get across the river. Contempt and his squad already coming under fire from these lot over here. And down inside the point, we've got artillery already firing, so you can see that that's the line artillery landing behind, trying to cut off those approaches through the forest that we mentioned before over here in E3. But we've got Allies moving well from ESPT and OP into the buildings at the back of North Pass. Just jumping on the map real quick, we can see that we've got the garrisons now set up. We've also got an anti-tank gun over here to our right. Here they are. Let's see if we can... Will it let us join with the anti-tank gun? Not really. Okay, that doesn't work. We'll try and catch up with what they're doing anyway. I'm very interested to see if there's any artillery snipes here. This could be something about to happen. As you can see at the top of the screen, the line is now contesting here at North Pass, which is good to see. Not a very quick cap for ESPT OP BHB, but they are looking to move across the river, and we've got Shaka Zulu here, one of the sort of top killers, one of the top attacking infantrymen to watch out for, leading a squad that's actually managed to get across onto this side of the river. That other attack over on the far side of the river here has been kind of stamped out, and they have managed to push through over onto the north bank here, the line. Nice plays here from... I think there was a tank firing. Oh yes, look, he's right there inside the point. Here he is. The Lux. So Mr. Do, Atrocity and Bossman here. One of the absolute best tank squads at the moment in Hell Let Loose. So aggressive, getting so many kills, putting in so much kind of work for their team here. Consistently brilliant stuff from them, so we'll kind of keep an eye out for those guys all game. Just aware that Inferno as well, another really good squad leader, he's down under the bridge below us, and his squad moving meaningfully up onto the riverbank here. As you can see, North Pass now being captured, and they're looking to flank with an early supply drop down here in D6. You've got misfiring system and use the mate yet. King squad going for the artillery over here in A5. Misfiring system from Romeo squad, or what is it? How that is. Roger squad is going over to D6 supplies. They're looking to get this cap and move quickly. As I said at the start, the line kind of known for their aggressive plays. ESPT going to have to be good at defending, but ESPT, OPBHB, definitely known for good defending, so it should be a really great match. Not only in a North American derby, but as I said before, they played so recently that this is almost, you could call this ESPT, OPBHB, the line 2. You know, this is such kind of quick succession since the last game that it's almost forming a series at this point. Unfortunate to see that after this game, whoever wins or loses, there won't be any more North American teams in the competition. Really fantastic showing from them this season though. Both of these teams obviously made it all the way through to the playoffs. The line have come all the way from the qualifiers as well, which is great to see. And they've now captured North Pass, or they're just about to. There it goes. So North Pass captured eventually after about 9 minutes, so that's pretty pretty average time on the old cap there at the centre point, but captured by the line, so great stuff from them. Bloody Nine below us, really fantastic player as well. We'll keep a lookout for him. And Taco-tastic putting in a lot of work last time these two teams met as Love Squad over on Saint-Marie du Mont, and almost changing the game at the end, but not quite. The line obviously losing on that day to ESPT. So ESPT looking to get the kind of the push back here on North Pass. A bit of a counter attack, but this is where they need to be really good at defending. So let's get over to way back, and we can see, oh, excuse my movement here, but we've got two squad leaders over here at Vayback, as well as Glenar and Cool Pollock below us spawning in. Now, Inchon, the commander of ESPT OP BHB, was on the recapping show that I do with Known Connection every Monday. He was on last week, which was really interesting to have him as a guest, because he kind of explained how the squads work for ESPT. They have sort of a 7-man system where you have a full 6-man squad but 2 squad leaders, so like an extra squad lead, and that makes them really, really responsive, because when one squad leader is in the area, so for example Revenant might be paired with 6 players who are right now on attack. If Revenant starts getting contact, that OP goes hot or whatever, all those players can redeploy and come straight back over onto his squad, and basically teleport across the map really, really quickly. So very, very responsive team, very defensive team. They'll be looking for kind of slow flanks, lots of kind of pincer movements, and that slow crushing play that we sometimes see from these kind of top level comp teams. The line a little bit more, I don't know, spicy. You can see that they've got this garrison up in D6, and they're looking to make that early move, that quick move. You've got misfiring system now moving into the point to have this important fight here with Revenant. And if you can get in here, clear out the garrison, start to get at least a soft cap going over on way back overlook here, then the line's going to be in a really nice position. They've already got people over here in E3 with Easy's OP up in that vital area that I said, north of the river, or northeast of the river, northwest of the river. Get it right, mate. Ooh, oh. Is he going to see it through the door? He might. Revenant making noise here. Coming into... Oh my god. Misfire just laying low here. Nice with the kill. He doesn't know who else is here though. Valhalla's over that side. Thought he might have shot misfiring through the door there. Let's just run over to North Pass though. Just get an idea from looking up in the sky here at the disposition of the troops. You can still see that there's a lot of power here in the line that the line have set up, no pun intended. But you've still got OP and ESPT players being able to push into the back of the buildings at North Pass, and so they can't let up on the defence here. They can't kind of commit too many people forward. However, I suspect that they're going to try and get something a bit more going on than just one person inside way back. You know, naturally, once the if a cap starts, or once they know there's pressure there, some of these players that we see, the red berries here, they're going to have to redeploy back over to Vayback. That might compromise their attack a little bit, or at least for 5 minutes. But they've got a lot of people over here. Look at Cool Pollock over here on this side of the river. Shaka Zulu, Ban as well. Let's quickly, while we have the opportunity, I'm just seeing this going red over here as well. I can't ping it because I have a squad leader. Digi Shadow over there, great player for the Allies. Going to be instrumental for them today. So he's already dismantling that garrison we can see just below us. Going to be a vital player that we'll have to keep an eye on. Already the ESPT recon squads over here. You see Zaphod and Mage down below us, trying to kind of keep the guns online. We do have MRZ or MERS here for the line, maybe trying to set up some kind of tank snipe. It looks like maybe there was something up here before and they got taken out. Not quite sure. mage engaging with Overlord, perhaps, or potentially, is what I'm trying to say. The Sando over here coming for the flank on Overlord, but definitely under some pressure here. The artillery for the line. Let's have a little look over the other side. I can see the King squad's already met up with the artillery over this way. They have got quite a few people still on the guns here though, ESPT, and it looks like they've got, is that a vehicle? No, it's just a bush. But they've got a few people defending and a few people on the guns, a couple of squad leaders over there, so interesting to see from them. I don't see any crazy tank sniping going on right now at the artillery, but we'll have to keep an eye out, especially over this way because of that tank over at the back for the line, but right now not doing much, it seems like. A silly little is inside playback, so it's kind of swapped out. I guess the other guy died. I forget who it was now. But trying to put some pressure on here with Leroy moving up as well. They've got both their recon players over here trying to get shots, I guess, across the river on some of these players crossing. You can see Ban, Shaka Zulu as well. Both squad leaders on this side of the river, which is not great for the line. It's making their defence have to be quite deep, and they're also struggling to hold on to the critical area at the top of this hill. As you can see, Raycaster, Ghost of TC and Lazy H are kind of making some moves over here, but they're up against a lot of players with Cheese, Thoma, Joe, Strikeout, One Below Infidel, Madcap, etc. all down here on the point, and Ghost of TC actually goes down behind the hay bale below us to Cheese, who himself is taken out by Lazy H, but difficult plays for them. Is this Mr. Do again in the tank squad? Yes. Let's follow them for a moment. So they'll probably be looking to replace this tank shortly with a Tiger. So they're just kind of driving into enemy territory right now, just trying to get a few kills, trying to put in some work with this thing before it gets blown up and they can go back and get the heavy tank. They might even try and kind of get far enough down the paths here to look for the enemy 76. If they can kind of work out where that's coming from, that would be great for them. Of course, unfortunately, what I said earlier about not being a squad leader, I don't get to see all of the marks from other squad leaders, and right now I don't have any tank marks up around Payback to indicate the location of enemy tanks, but they surely are there. And Mr. Do, Atrocity and Bossman going down to One Below with the rocket over at Payback, but as you can see they have had to send some people back now to Payback, and whilst this attack is still happening with Strikeout squad over here, it's not as easy for them anymore, and they've had to thin their numbers on this side of the river, but still a lot of defenders over here from the line. See Daniel's squad all over here, chicken and waffles. And that's quite a large spawn going on here with XL squad. I guess that's an OP. Yeah, it's just an OP, but they all spawned at once. Mr. Insane Bunny there probably knows where they are. I think there's another bunch over this way. They're getting shot at from somewhere. This is a Tiger tank over here on the hill with Mutiny, Greca, and I didn't see who else. Coletto, of course, Coletto. Getting good shots, so you can see where we are here in H4, and they're shooting right the way across North Pass. It is being contested and then recapped. Easy still have an OP on the important side, but they do need to kind of clear enemies out of this area. You can see they've been knocked off this anti-tank gun, and Queen's OP is hot, so not great over on this side. But they have got Charlie and Dog Squad trying to push through. They're falling a little bit into the trap of what I was mentioning before, just being in the sector outside, you know, their defending sector, but they're not dedicating a huge number of players there at the moment. Only Dog Squad's OP is in that non-contesting sector, so that's important for them. They've still got this garrison up as well, the line in D6, which is helping them to keep some pressure over here on Payback, and that's very important to stop them from collapsing at North Pass, and allowing that slow flank, which you can see ESPT, OP, BHB are trying up here to the, or down here to the south on the map. We'd be looking at E4 around my my ping here, and over near Quebec you can see Able squad lead just here is Bloody 9. running up the hill towards this anti-tank gun and Quebec Queen. OP. Excel now coming to meet Bloody Nine. Bloody Nine, not really a player you want to come up against. Brutish too. Gets the kill, and they need to push into this area. It's interesting they've sent such a strong attacking squad into this area. They know that this is where a lot of the top tier players are. Don Vice, Shaka Zulu and his squad over here. There's some high power players, and the line have recognised the skill going on here, so they've sent some really good players for themselves. See ColeTrain himself, the commander, coming up here as well. Cap just on again, but it's contesting again at that middle point at North Pass, and if they can clear out this area here, the line is going to be really important for them and their defence. ColeTrain getting shot though. Soviet Slug may be the killer. So in terms of our teams here today, as I mentioned before, the line have come all the way up from the qualifying stage, which is literally remarkable. I mean, they were only formed in 2020, and you know, they were looking to compete at the highest level of Hell Let Loose, and well, here they are. They're playing again against ESPT, one of the top tier teams in the world, in one of the, if not the biggest tournament for Hell Let Loose in the world. Playing again, and they're playing to go through to the semi-final here. So really remarkable stuff from them. They've had a great journey. Really great bunch of players as well, showing a lot of dedication. Some great strategy, some absolute mental skill. Really fantastic infantry. You know, I mentioned Bloody Nine before, Sibs, Inferno, we've seen Tacotastic. Never mind some of the, just the regular kind of, not even squad leaders, but just, you know, players who are like playing just riflemen. They've just got some absolute killers. Plus, they've got these fantastic tanks, and their tanks have done so well for them against 116. Even against ESPT, kind of last time, they played very well. Just not enough to beat the 3 Tiger tactics that ESPT brought out over on Saint Marie de Mont. But a really great team with a great story here, and fantastic to see them doing so well this season. It's a shame that the winner of this, as I mentioned, will be the only North American team remaining in the tournament. But this, on another, you know, another time, this could be a final that we're watching right now between these two teams, and maybe in the future with how well the line's doing. We've seen great stuff from Garizoni fans as well, part of Trirex, representing North America, playing really nicely throughout the qualifying and into the early stages of the main stage. They played HURTGEN 2 times that I know of, the line, in a competitive format. Both way back in 2021. They had kind of a home and away, like a best of 2 against SEVH, the Brazilian community. They won both. Against ESPT, they won 1 of their last 3. That was over on Foy. They were teamed up with Training Camp, or the camp. ESPT moving nicely into these buildings below us at North Pass, and this is not looking great for the line here. Inferno, Raycaster up the top there, doing what they can to hold on to that critical area in the trees, but really, really tricky for them, and they need to get more spawns across the river. You can see that this is Papa, Jig. Fox Squad's OP is on this side, on the east side of the river, so not ideal. ESPT players moving across the river, pushing on both sides. They've got good positions now into the buildings, supported by some smoke. That just looks like hand smoke. I'm not sure that's artillery smoke. Could be. And still powerful below us in this area here in F4, and that's allowing them to do this kind of slow creeping flank, and that's what I said that they're sort of famous for and what they're so good at. The line in a little bit of trouble here. Their garrison is still up in D6, but they're not managing to dedicate enough people to Vayback to force ESPT to have players spawning back. Very responsive, as I said before, with this kind of 7-man system. So you have to be putting that pressure on all the time, or they will just instantly switch whatever players aren't being used in defense over to attack. I want to see, is this the 76 over here? Yes. Very nice little spot there, as you can see, allowing the 76. So we're here in E3 in that very powerful area that I mentioned before. It's allowing them to see almost over to G3 to this AT gun up on the top of the hill on the other side of the river. Also over to where Able Squad is almost. See Bloody 9 is the Able Squad leader, and he's visible there through the trees, so you can kind of see the view that these guys have, like a cone out this way. So very nice little spot, and of course covered here to the right by the building Jimbonium. Up on the roof, trying to get some spots on some enemy tanks. Curious if this tank over here from Mr. Z is... what's he up to? I'm so sus of the line right now. Like, are they are they doing a tank snipe that I can't see? Yes, quite possibly. He is up on the top here. Don't know if that's just like a defensive tank. It's moving the turret quite a bit. Suggests it might be. I'll get back over to North Pass in a minute because that could be very important. Mage here fighting off Overlord. Seen any shots fired? This might just be a defensive tank here, trying to protect the artillery gunners. I'm sure Squirrels is coming back here to have a little chat. Mers is on the command chat, so I'm not sure what the quite what's going on over there, but we'll see shortly. We've got supplies dropping just to our left, as we can see on the screen, but in G4 over here in the woods with an attempt to get that garrison replaced. I think they just lost one over this way, or maybe actually just here, but they're trying to kind of get that garrison up again. ESPT still doing a good job of flanking around, and that's something they're really going to have to watch out for if they do get pushed back to Hill 15. And they might do here, because we can see ESPT, OP, BHB spotting a lot of people inside the point. Welcome to the stream, by the way, everybody. I think we're live now. Thanks for the sub, Captain Darkon. Hopefully it's all okay for you guys. Yeah, I can't see Streets playing. People are saying Streets. But thanks for jumping in the chat. Hopefully everything's okay for everybody. Do let me know. What's up, Mr. Nitro? Good to see you. We've of course got other games happening right now as well. So Trigger Blacklist is, I don't know if it's happening at all, to be honest with you. I think there's been a real difficulty with coordinating that one. But we still do have the other games from this stage in the tournament occurring literally right now, unless they've finished already. As far as I know, they're both ongoing. So that's Core versus 116 and What the Hell versus Team Phoenix. So Core and 116 will be an absolute fantastic game. That's going to be over on Samurai Glees, Das Altberg and Schmitz Katze streaming that one, and What the Hell Phoenix over on Purple Heart Lane with Quicknicks and Captain Dirch doing the Deutsch stream on that one. Bombing run below us then, and this is Inchon, the ESPT commander, dropping this bombing run to try and clear off that bridge. Not able to take out as many players as he might like, because they've kind of got actually over to the other side here in a nice move from Inferno Squad and Taco Tastic again. Like I said before, putting in the work for the line, a fairly new recruit, I believe, to theirs, but really worth the, worth the spot for sure. And we're still not seeing too much occurring over here on Wayback Overlook. I know that the line are going to want to attack. They're going to want to keep that pressure up, if only for defensive purposes. But knowing them, they're going to want to go for a 5-0 if they can. Whether or not that's a realistic possibility, yes, I would say it is, but they need to play very, very well here and not let up for a second in their defence, because ESPT pushing amazingly into these back buildings. They've captured that area. Cool Pollock and Cheese over there at the top of the hill, over in E3, numpad sort of 7 and 8, where my mouse is there. And of course these guys over here with Ban, Soviet Slug, still on the prowl on this side of the river. Very, very important area this. And these are the two areas, if you remember at the start, we kind of drew out the boxes and said that these were the two critical areas. The line, though, doing a good job of holding off attacks from both sides, but they do need to really clear out this side if they can. And you know, I say if they can, but it's so hard. You see Digi Shadow there just moving another OP back, and it's that thing of, if you take out one OP, they've got another squad leader with another OP somewhere else, and that might just be 20 meters deeper into your territory, but it's still there, and you still have to keep pushing them, and you're still trying to clear them out, and all the while they're flanking and pushing on your point, and lots and lots and lots of allies below us in red. ESPT, BHB, OP players moving into almost into the hard point here at North Pass. I want to go and check their artillery and see if they're getting shot to pieces by that tank. Oh, going the wrong way. Over here somewhere. There we go. Texas Red. Very high scoring artillery player that we've seen several times now on the recapping, come up with the high scores and the top kills of a game. Bamboozler not being able to take him off the gun at the moment. Excuse me. And they've got all 3 guns firing, it looks like, or maybe just 2, but Nuclear's going to be able to get back on another gun probably. Although at the moment it looks like he's just trying to cover Bamboozler. So no tank snipes that I can see just yet, although I'm still very, very curious about it. Some supplies dropping below us over here. Over in I4 is where we're looking just now. Tiger's been spawned in there, so we'll keep an eye out for that one. Now, where's our artillery? Here we go. That tank is... It's a different tank being destroyed up there. That's the one, the original one. This guy's coming back now then for a reload, so maybe they have been shooting relentlessly at the enemy artillery. I'm not sure. If he's run out of ammo. Don't know why he's shooting up there. They can shoot off the map around the back. That is a new one on me. I don't believe that's happening for 1 minute. In terms of garrisons, you can see quite a strong presence up here to the north. A nice little one on the other side of the river here, which is important. But another one behind the AT gun that we can kind of see just below us. And control of that north. I mean, if I get down here, you can see that this is quite a significant hill, excuse me. And control of that sector, or that area, is really, really important for the Axis to maintain. And it's providing them some cover down here for their tanks as well. You can see that they're both kind of sitting, trying to get those shots. Over on that other side of the hill where we were looking before, you know, I can't ping it again as I said, but if you look here on E3, that's where that building was. And actually that's the building there. You can see that they've just had to fall back behind. I think they're getting shot from off the map here. Getting a lot of pressure put on them and stopping them from being able to support their guys, and allowing Raycaster, Rayquan, Tacotastic, Lazy H, Hobbs to move into these buildings, clear out those ESPT, OP, BHB players that were pushing them so hard a second ago. And it's looking like they're in for the long haul here. Maybe going for the 3-2. We've got 56 minutes remaining on the clock. We've seen bombing runs. We've seen heavy tanks from both teams. There's 2 Tigers below us right now. There's a 76 on the other side there. Is now the moment for the airhead? Or are we turtling? No messing about on this one, of course. No memeing, no no second chances. There's no point doing some crazy push if it's going to cost you in your defense. And this is one of the biggest tests so far for the line in terms of playing at this top level. Have they got what it takes to hold this the whole time if that's what's necessary? I say yes, but it's just a question of if they try something a bit, you know, aggressive, a bit too ambitious, and like I say, leave themselves a little bit open. But right now they're doing a fantastic job. We've got Mike, Dog, Charlie squad over in F4, F5, ColeTrain as well, kind of keeping an eye on that area. But doing a fantastic job of pushing those attackers back and keeping them actually outside of the sector, which is ideal. If your guys can be inside and pushing them back outside, that's fine. They can just stay there, just cover them. They're not doing anything. And moving well with Papa, Easy, Able squads across the river to the west here. Mage as well. Interesting one to watch here. You can see the outpost for Sugar right behind Wayback. Way back behind Wayback. Recon squad and a Silly Little. A regular squad here in How. And his support player, they might be looking to build a garrison shortly, a little bit closer to Wayback. So they are staying aggressive, and that's what we'd expect from the line. But they just have to be so careful, because as you can see over here with Excel and these other OP players spawning down here in the river, like, they can easily just get so much pressure all of a sudden. And then smoke artillery as well on the point here, and you know, it's a game of minutes. And when we had Inchon on the recapping last week, he was talking about top tier Hell Let Loose being a game of minutes, and how if you make a mistake in 1 minute, you know, if you've got people doing the wrong thing just for 1 minute, then that's that can cost you the game. If you've got people doing the right thing just for 1 minute, that can cost you the game. Sorry, I can't really like follow the chat too well, guys. It's a difficult one with the 15-minute delay. There's been some talk about extending the 15-minute delay. This is the airhead coming down inside the smoke. Look, for the allies. Can't even see it. Let's get in there. Oh my god! Crawling through the trenches. Hello, mummy. Can't see it. It's very well concealed, and this could be a huge spawn wave that comes in a second. Unless they can get onto this quickly, ESPT, OP, BHB stand to stick a lot of players inside the middle of North Pass in just a second. Jig squad searching frantically. I can't see white on white here, but it's Tommy, I believe. Again, furiously searching for that thing. They know it's come down here. They've got a tank covering it. They've committed a lot to trying to get rid of this, and for good reason, because they don't want tons and tons of players spawning in the middle. Artillery falling as well on top of it. I don't know if they've cleared it. I can't see the markers, of course, not being a squad leader, but I haven't seen a huge spawn wave yet. Could be right now, who knows. But a cheeky little airhead attempt here from Inchon and the guys in ESPT, OP, BHB. Very nice. Looks like maybe it's not paid off though. Perhaps somebody managed to get it. If so, well played. You saw how dense that smoke was, with great smoke artillery use there by Esprit de Corps. For those who don't know, that is Esprit de Corps is ESPT. Then you got OP, who are the outpost, and then BHB is Bale Hay Boys. So it's a trio of North American teams kind of come together for an alliance here. ESPT and OP were in a sort of duo team up in the last seasonal, came 5th, did very well, but looking to do well. They're looking to win it, let's be totally honest here. Yeah, it looks like that didn't pay off here though for them. Quite a long story behind ESPT or Esprit de Corps. Inchon playing with the camp, and then that sort of dissolving and melding into something new. But nice again to see, you know, okay, they're playing in a trio this seasonal, but maybe next time we'll have an OP team. We'll have a completely separate BHB team. You never know. So good to see from them. But this alliance kind of started back in 2021. As I mentioned before, very comprehensive in defence, and we've seen that. You know, they haven't really been challenged at Vayback too much, despite, you know, we saw a number of squads moving in there. They've got the 2 Garys up now. But very good in defence, partly due to that kind of rolling squad system that I mentioned before. But also just in terms of dedication. Having those squad leaders to just sit there inside the point and wait. Having the discipline to redeploy when necessary. But the other thing they're known for are these slow creeping flanks, and they're still here. High speed hilly below us. Digi Shadow. Takahara. All really, really good shooters, and all on this slow flank, and they're closing in around North Pass. And despite, you know, they had this great opportunity for an airhead, that didn't pay off, but they're still all here. There's still so many of them here on the flank. And this is what they're famous for. And the line, I mentioned before, kind of famous for those quick plays, for being very attacking. They got a little bit caught out on being unable to defend the middle point in their last game against ESPT a couple of weeks ago over on Saint-Marie de Mont. So going for a lot more defensive plays here, but it's ESPT's kind of natural position. As well as these slow flanks, these crushing flanks, and they're doing such a great job here. Look at literally kind of splitting the defenders, cutting these lot off over here in the buildings, and actually they're almost overextended. Despite being in the right position, they're almost too far across the river because they've got these lot behind them. Takahara running face to face with the Tiger tank though there, and Excel maybe going to fall into the same trap, although probably going to get an OP down first, I would imagine, if he hasn't got one down already. But really good to see from the Tiger there, being attentive on defence, hopefully allowing Chicken and Waffles and some of these other line players to kind of move up on that area. But you can tell they've been trying that all game to clear out. You know, we saw lots of fighting over by those log piles, and look how far the allies have managed to push through beyond that now. Really good to see from them. You know, we've mentioned a couple of their really good players, but Don Weiss that I can see below for OP, fantastic. We mentioned Taco-tastic. Thoma, who just went down over there, is really great. Strikeout, really great player. Excel, Shaka Zulu, fantastic. One below we saw with some nice shots earlier. Takahara, very good shooter as well. Ban. So excellent, excellent infantry. But we've seen their tanking squads doing a nice job over the last couple of games against What the Hell over on Samurai Glees. They had 3 Tigers up. They had the 3 Tigers up, albeit kind of more successfully last time on Saint-Marie de Mont against the line. So really nice stuff from them. Like really nice tanking from them recently, which is fantastic to see. In terms of their kind of history on this map, so they've won 3 of their last 4 games on HURTGEN Forest. They only lost 3-2 to Core, and that was in January of this year, 2022. So playing top opposition in a tight game. As I mentioned before, they did well last seasonal. They didn't come through the qualifiers, ESPT, OPBHB. They've been waiting in the main stage and played quite well, moderately well, since they've been in here. Had an unlucky one, I think, against What the Hell, but played well against the line to come back to get through into these playoffs. Against the line, they won 5-0 on Saint-Marie de Mont last time, a couple weeks ago. And their last defeat to the line was all the way back in 2021. As I said, Foy, the line teamed up with the camp, beat ESPT 5-0. That wasn't in the configuration that they have now with BHB OP. The line being good on defence here though. Look, you can see they've put a lot of players back to support this tank, to support that central area of North Pass, to hold off these northern attackers, whilst people on the left of the screen here, Chicken and Waffles, ColeTrain, Daniel, etc., old Leroy, Brutish, try and close off this flank, and they've done a great job. I mean, we saw flankers right down here by the Tiger tank. They're not there anymore. They've been pushed almost right the way back to the wood piles over here. I think that might be an AT gun that they've set up over there, which is a very nice little spot for them to have an AT gun, I must say. Not sure it's going to be totally effective against the Tiger that we can see below us. It's kind of a wrong angle, and this one's well protected still, I think, by buildings. Might get some good shots on the infantry. Not great on infantry though, the AT gun. The AT gun has been much improved, of course. Anyone who's kind of played Hell Let Loose for a little while will know that. The number of supplies it takes to build is now only 50, so you can build it just with an AT guy and one support player. Anyone can fire it, which is almost OP. Here comes a bombing run again from Inchon. Over the top of the tank this time. That might have done him some damage. I think he still misguessed the garrison a little bit. Cool Pollock and Valhalla trying to make the most of this one. That tank is damaged. You can see the smoke coming out the top of it. Who is this Mr. Do? No, it's Coletto, Mutiny and Greca. Looking a bit thin on the ground again here, the line, after that bombing run, and it's kind of allowed this flank to push through again, and this is the thing. And now, look how different to just a minute ago. The number of red dots that we can see on the field here, absolutely ridiculous. Tank's injured below us. They just got to hold tight here. They need some support from their artillery as well, but they're not getting it. I don't know if that's because they're off the guns. What's going on for them? There they are. Yeah, so they've only got one person on the gun. It's Mage at the moment. Still got this tank firing here. I don't know if that is shooting at the artillery. I really want to know. They are firing now, though. Can we go any quicker? I don't want to miss the action over there. I just want to see if they're getting blown up here. Looks like they're fighting off that cap, though, which I kind of want to see. The line doing a fantastic job of defending here. Is that a nade? Okay, yeah, they are firing at it. You can see they're missing, though. Okay, interesting stuff. So the line got another nice little line-up on HURTGEN Forest. They had one on Samaru Dimont last time that I wasn't able to see, but this one a bit more obvious. Look at Digi Shadow's squad over here. Fantastic stuff from them. Nice work on the machine gun there from the driver of the tank. They know they've got people pushing up on them. Dash coming maybe with the satchel. Knows the tank is there. Going to try and get round behind maybe for the rocket. He's pushing out that way. He's probably got a rocket. Raekwon coming to defend. Easton and Garam. His opponent's going to get run over in the back. Somebody firing AT from behind us here somewhere. Not sure. Don't understand where that's coming from. Raycoster still in the point here, doing a cracking job of this kind of like pushed up defending, but again, ESPT, BHB doing a really good effort of pushing into these buildings. They've taken this critical area up the top of the hill. Slow and steady wins the race for ESPT, and you can see that it's just kind of over and over these same plays in a way, but Brutish actually and Timmy Lee up here, Ken, Dingleberry, have they managed to clear out all of these players here? No, not quite. Okay, so here's the two OPs. We've got one here and one here. Timmy Lee now and Brutish with the big plays. Shaka Zulu knows they're there already. Gets shots on Brutish. This is a big firefight now, but Brutish goes down to Eastern over here. Oh my god. They need to get the artillery markers over there. So what a nade that was. Did that just kill Ken, that nade? Crazy. Shadow pushed right down to the tank traps almost. And Thoma, Chris, Sap, the Wiz over in the point there for OP, ESPT. Monk, Sivs, who I mentioned earlier. Tacotastic, Contempt, Monk are really good player as well over here on Machine Gun. Just doing absolutely everything they can right now to defend the point. The Tiger's down in the middle there. This other Tiger could be getting satcheled practically any moment. And again, these lot pushing down from Shaka Zulu's spawn. You can see the OP just by that bunker. Really, really powerful area. Able to push right the way down through these trenches. Really close to the river. The only difficult thing for them there is how they cross, but if they can just get a couple of shots on any of the defenders who are over here by the hard cap, then that's enough to just distract them and allow the others to move from the north and from the west. Get kills on them, but Siv's under fire from that AT gun, I think, up the top of the hill, the allied AT gun. But Tacotastic and Timmy Lee spawning in to get the kills straight away. Lovely to see from them. And you can see just there's seconds in it. From second to second, they've got more or less players inside the hard cap, and some really effective artillery now landing. Helping the line here to cling on, but it's really, really not easy for them. They've still got all these players up here. Daniel, Easton. Oh, Daniel is struggling against Easton, excuse me, and Soviet Slug. Chicken and Waffles as well. All kind of struggling out there against those attackers. And as I said before, they're some of the top shooters from ESPT. That's why they've chosen to put them there. Shadow. Really, really, really experienced player. Curse of the Commentator goes down to some nice little, what was that, an AT gun or something? Shot him there. All pass well and truly contested here. Misfiring system trying to get to back, trying to contest it a little bit, trying to put some pressure on, but it's not really happening for the line at the moment. And that's kind of the part of their defence that's almost missing right now, is just enough on the attack to cause ESPT to have to go back. Send anyone back, because they've got players on both sides here and they're committing to the full push. ESPT supported by smoke shells as well, it looks like, but getting shelled themselves with HE. Timmy Lee versus Cool Pollock. Very, very unlucky there. Cool Pollock doing a nice little kind of quick peek using the ping or something, just jumping around the corner, just getting that advantage. Strike out, Infidel, Texas Red moving well into that area. I guess Texas Red maybe given up on the RT. If they are getting tank snipes like crazy, then might just make more sense to come as infantry. But look how many infantry are on this side. Inchon as well, the commander now down below us in like F4. This is the bombing run now for ColeTrain, for the line. 37 minutes remaining in the game. And it's all to play for. The middle point, very, very highly contested at North Pass. We've got Cool Pollock and Strike Out for the allies spawning inside. The hard cap almost. We've got Contempt. We've got Inferno for the line. The defenders spawning just by the bridge below us. We've got Shadow and his squad over here for the allies. Dying to artillery, but spawning very, very close on that other side. Back with two Tigers, but Don Vice, Soviet Slug, Takahara with the AT loadout behind. So deep here, ESPT, OP and BHB, but that might mean that this airhead could be very effective. Misfiring system saying, there's no one here, drop the airhead. Let's go check it out. He literally is the only person here. ESPT, OP, BHB completely committed to the attack. Nobody even really within viewing distance. Revenant though spawning in, Superfly below us. That looks like where it's going to land. See this white mark below us, Superfly and Revenant just waiting on it. And 76 here as well. Going to make it really tricky to spawn in on, but Misfiring's got to get these kills very nicely. Bujaj getting shot at already. System needs to get the kills. He doesn't know where it's coming from. Superfly's on this. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. He needs the grenade out on it. He needs that grenade. System, no. Ah, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And there goes the OP. System's down as well. Nightmare. Mistimed on the kills there from the line, and that's going to cost them dearly because look how many. That was their one chance to get that attacking pressure. This is the hard point that we can see below us in this bombed out building where Joe is, where the Wiz is. From ESPT, OP, BHB, they're under a lot of artillery fire, a lot of fire from the tanks, a lot of infantry pressure from Inferno that we can see below us in blue, Raekwon, Dingleberry, Bueno, Monk. He's having fights with this lot over here, Madcap, etc., but goes down to a nade. This is carnage. Absolute carnage in the midpoint. The line defending right now, but with 35 minutes left, this is not the position they want to be in. If this is their strat, if they're trying to defend until the end. We're just over half an hour, halfway through. We've got just over half an hour remaining. And you've got ESPT, OP, BHB people inside the hard cap. Numerous squad leaders within 100 meters. Ford, the Wiz, Excel, all within 100 meters. Strikeout that we can see to our right here as well. Essential that they keep this artillery coming down, but they got to do something about these people flanking around, and it's so hard for them. Chicken and Waffles dead below us to these dispersed, really spread out allies, and look how well the allies are pushing through. They've kind of got this tank out position now just by the fact of killing everybody around him. So difficult for the tankers to maintain any pressure across the river, and Joe getting a nice little shot on the backside of it there as well. And they're definitely losing now. The line losing the point below us. ESPT, OP, BHB capping despite the reinforce in place. That pressure, that airhead, all for nothing. They've got tanks at Hill 15. Did someone go down up there? Or they just got out of the tank? I think they just climbed out of the tank. Inchon pushed right up. Allied commander playing very aggressively as always. This Tiger tank going for the absolute Chad move. He's going to try and get himself satcheled and then blow up inside the point or something. Absolute savagery. The Lux firing, that's that sound you can hear whoosh whoosh past us. Doing their absolute goddamnedest here, the line to hold on to this point. Look at that tank firing point blank into the building. Don Weiss just holding on to his ass. Whoa! Great stuff from the tankers here. Coletto and co doing an absolute sterling job here inside the point, and they're taking it back. The line are recapping this now. They haven't lost it yet. The Lux moving up to assist with the attack here. Just going to be lighting people up, and you can see how powerful those gunshots are from it. Just blasting. It's not going to go well for them in a minute. Shaka Zulu behind with the reload. He's going to get them. Nice kill, but they caused some absolute carnage there, and it's allowing the line to at least get some people across the river again. And what's this? Have they actually cleared out this area? I saw Shaka Zulu right over the other side. That means his spawn's not here anymore. But we did see Digi Shadows was down below us somewhere in these trenches as well. Has he been taken out as well? I don't know. The line doing an amazing job of defending here, but ESPT, OP, BHB still pushing into the strong point below us. Literal savagery. This tank absolutely smashing it, but goes down. And that's huge for the allies. That was like the one thing standing between them and capping this point right now. Is this a bombing run? No, it's a recon that I can hear going over the top, and that's going to be identifying where these allies are for the line players, but almost does it matter? Like, they know where they are. They're in those buildings. They just can't get them out. Soviet slug up here in this building to the north with cheese. Very, very powerful position. Bloody 9 though. Going down to Easton, who gets grenaded himself. T-Ra, another great player there. One below Burger, all moving into that hard point. Oh, my God. Somebody clip these insane carnage deaths that are happening here. This is absolutely mental. I mean, I can barely see from 1 second to another who's going to be capping this point. We've got 30 minutes left on the clock. North Pass getting retaken by the line. They haven't technically lost it yet. They got over halfway capped. But they've got more people inside the point now. But still, look how many ESPT players there are. It's literally crazy. They're dying all over the place to the artillery, though. And this could be the clincher. Keeping those players on the guns here for the line. And you can see that they've at least got one gun in play. Zaphod sitting on it there. Squirrel running back to the guns as well. They've still got their tank up there. Whether that means that it's being successful now and taking out the artillery, I'm not sure. Use the Piat over here in King Squad, spawning in at the back. Maybe he has a good idea of whether that's being effective or not. Probably spotting to see if that's working. I get the impression that ESPT artillery, either they're dropping these smokes and not HE, or they're not having the effect that they would like. This 76 having to move back a little bit. Nice stuff though here from the line to be able to actually push ESPT, OP, BHB basically right back across the river. They haven't overextended either. You can see that they're still in F4, which is their defending sector. They don't want to really move too many people over into F5 because that stops them being effective in defense. But they do want to keep the enemies in F5 if they can. I saw Shaka Zulu spawning over there in Digi Shadow as well, which means that they've all been cleared out from this side, which is fantastic stuff from the line. And looks like they've moved a lot of them out of these buildings as well, which is quite honestly remarkable. And I thought they were going to bite the bullet there for a moment, but they've even got somebody inside Vayback. Timmy Lee is inside Vayback Overlook with only Revenant against him. City's moving in too. Timmy will be able to hear Revenant right now. Can't place an OP inside, but Silly's is very close. House Squad OP. Revenant dies to Timmy Lee, and this soft cap is kind of on right now. It's at least going to force some of these players back. T-Ra, Shamnim, both dying. Inchon behind there with a kill on Civs, but Raycaster takes out Takahara now against Inchon. I think Inchon saw that there were two there. Thoma or Burger or somebody getting a nice kill there. Timmy Lee's still inside the point here, so the cap's over. You can see that the allies are well and truly taking it back, but as I mentioned before, that was the thing that they were almost missing previously with their defense, is that they were able to get pushed too hard because there were no defenders having to go back for ESPT here. Shaka Zulu and crew already on this side of the river again though. Moving up into that same area, just going for that same annoying push. Like, so hard to defend against. Digi Shadow again, going really deep with that long flank. Excel as well. Cool Pollock over there too. But for the moment, those players in these kind of forced squares, they're not really doing anything for the game. So as far as the line's concerned, they can kind of be there for now. Their main concern is to make sure that they've cleared out all of the enemies from this kind of main building area of North Pass. And then they're going to try and secure the hill up here, I would imagine, as well. They've probably got tanks trying to move up to cover again. We saw fantastic tank plays from the line here. You know, we mentioned how good their tankers are, but we saw some really great stuff from them to help the defend there. But they're going to try and move some more up because they did lose quite a few. I saw they've just taken out that AT gun here as well. There was an allied AT gun sitting with some views over the back of North Pass here, so they've taken that out too. So nice play from the line. Very impressive stuff. 26 minutes left on the clock. ESPT are going to be a little bit worried at the moment. You know, they're not going to be panicking as yet. Overlord here, right close to this garrison. He's on it, but gets absolutely slapped by probably Atrocity, Mr. Doom Bossman in the tank behind us. No, no. That's our Gary. As I said before, check out Lapinu. The link to his Twitch stream is on the Discord. If you type !Discord in the chat or !Seasonal, I think either, you get the link that hopefully takes you through to that Discord. You can find his stream through the Discord. That will give you the other side. He's streaming in French right now, but make sure you have the map open. Drop him a follow as well to support his stream. Really, really great caster. Been doing a lot for Hell Let Loose and the community for a long time. So make sure you share that love. "25 minutes. I'm just seeing up the top here as well. Vayback got this little bit of cap power as well. Raycaster, Ghost of TC, able to do what they want to do now and actually push Bloody Nine as well. As I said before, a really great attacking player and actually on the attack now, which is nice to see. Vayback not contested anymore, but they're definitely being able to put a lot more pressure on it now, and it's going to be their objective to get back to Mausbach and even get the 5-0 here. And they've done a great job of weathering the storm. ESPT, OP, BHB having to spawn right back here. They've obviously got a spawn over in D3, as I mentioned before, and this kind of area is very important for the Allies. But they've been pushed right back. The line got a good grasp with North Pass again. Nice push to get this OP up again for Shaka Zulu maybe. I don't know if he'll go for the same exact spot over here. But they do have a garrison, as you can see, that's proximity just in this smoke. The line. They managed to get Shaka Zulu. I don't know if he put his OP down yet. High Speed Hilly might get a kill on Ken here, but Bujaj might get the kill on him. He's going to hear him anyway. Daniel can hear him. They know he's there somewhere, but he's a good player. You can see using the cover well there, but gets shot in the back by Daniel, and that's nice from the squad leader to push through and take that area. Very important for them defending that garrison. But DigiShadow again with this flank dies to a tank, however. You don't expect that level of support sometimes if you're an attacking player. You don't think that they're going to have a tank sitting back there just waiting to shoot you off the hill, but needs must when you're playing against such a flanking team as ESPT. So really good depth or defense. Hold on. Good depth of defense there from the line. I'm very impressed by the way they're playing right now, I'll be honest with you, because ESPT, one of my favourites, absolute favourites for the tournament, and the line, they've learned a lot clearly from playing against them before. They're not being anywhere near as aggressive in attack as we saw them be on Saint-Marie de Mont a couple of weeks ago. Yes, they are trying to push for attacks, but absolutely not at the expense of defending here. They're doing a bang-up job of defending, I have to say. They've even got players back here in Hill 15 helping with the defense. We've got Cosmos and Tommy here. Okay, they're on the gun, but they're going to be helping with the defense. Dark Ninja is their squad leader too. Nice stuff. This is their Gary. Yep. This is the Lions Gary, so it should be. It's like within... They couldn't even build one there, the Allies. It's too deep within enemy territory. But Strikeout, who we saw playing really well before, pushing from that side of the river last time, doing a good job of getting his squad into the back of North Pass, but can't help but see that we're basically halfway capped over here at Vayback, which is phenomenal from the line. Making the most of those kind of, you know, the flow, the ebb and flow of the game here to use that lull to get players and even spawns. They're not quite inside the hard point, the spawns yet, but they might be in a second when Bloody Nine gets there. Glenar, though, from the Allies, trying to do the same thing, I suspect, goes down. Nice stuff there from some pistol play from Bamboozler to just hold up these guys off of the Gary, but they're going to know that the Gary's over here now, for sure. Somebody, it's Ghost of TC goes down to Rupert, but they'll definitely know there's a Gary there. Ghost are maybe going to get a kill on Revenant through the bushes, but was that Revenant or Joe that shot him just then? Really great stuff, and wow, another massive spawn wave. Again, it helps so much on the defense. Okay, they might never capture Vayback here for the line. But look how many players have had to come back now for ESPT, OP, BHB. Contrast that to a moment ago when we saw North Pass just getting pushed with impunity. There's another load of them spawn back over this way too. So great stuff to use their attack as a form of defence here from the line. They've kind of lost this garrison though, just by the tank that we can see in F3, just kind of below us to our left. So it'll be interesting to see if they push that up. They've kind of committed now, more so, to this attack and kind of left North Pass unattended, which is what they did before, which was the thing that cost them the game, and what I've just said that they haven't done this time. Big kills there from Inferno and Monk though, to kill the only attacker right now. Strikeouts OP is still over here though, Infidel and Cheese spawn on it. So the attack absolutely not over completely at North Pass. Takahara as well going for a kill on this tank, whether he'll get a satchel. If the tank sits on the bridge, he can satchel the bridge. Playback not being capped anymore. All of those ESPT players had to go back, and now it's a question of getting back in defence for the line. They need to just accept that that's over now, that attack, or at least it looks like it is from where I'm sitting. Obviously things can change very quickly in Hell Let Loose, but to me that looks like a successful defence. At least for the time being. You know, they don't need to play particularly aggressively. They can just use that to buy them some time, get them some space. They've obviously pushed Shaka Zulu, etc. Excel, I think, was over here before. DigiShadow, they've pushed them out of this area again. They're dealing with those kind of flanking players over at Hill 15. They've still got tanks up. They've still got spawns down at the point here at North Pass. They've still got a Tiger tank inside the middle of it. They don't need to be overly aggressive here, and they just need to fall back if that's what's necessary. Bloody 9 still going to be on the attack, which is understandable, but it looks like maybe only leaving just 1 or possibly 2 squads on the attack and sending other people back to defend. Don Vice, Easton, Rupert, etc. spawning below us. That's their OP just there, as you can see. ColeTrain here again, yeah, attentive in defence, realising that you can never ever let up against this team. Getting nice flanks here with the squad leader and the commander actually pushing ColeTrain with the OP there. Soviet Slug gonna go down to ColeTrain as well, so that's huge plays from the commander there. Very good to see. Haven't got any DMs to me just yet telling me that everything's wrong with the stream, so I'm hoping it's going to be going okay for you guys. I don't have a second screen still. You know, exclamation mark tip in the chat if you want to help me out with that one, but I have to keep kind of alt-tabbing to check everything's going okay, but it looks alright from my end, so hopefully you're alright with chatting to each other in the live chat. But thanks for all the follows. I can see that there's been quite a few. Thanks for the subs. I think somebody subbed as well, which is literally amazing. I never thought that would be a thing that would happen, but there's like 2 or 3 people now who have subbed to me, which is really cool, so massive respect for them. Appreciated. Okay, so 17 minutes. We're in the last 20 of the game, and it's still at this 3-2 state for the line. Who would have thought it, eh? You know, over on the Discord, I just want to kind of check the predictions here, but the public kind of get to vote on these, and ESPT, OP, BHB with 105 votes to 61 for the line. So the line, the kind of fan underdog here, or ESPT, OP, BHB, the fan favourite. If you have a look at the Helo system, the line actually have a slightly higher rating than ESPT. That's in part due to some kind of accounting anomalies, I suppose, with the way that ESPT, OP and BHB are an alliance. It's TL, or the line is just one team. Also slightly down to the level of competition, the number of games played, but at least we can say, I think, that they're very even in terms of rating. And we saw when the line the last time that these teams met a couple of weeks ago on Samurai Demont, once the line had got pushed back to the barn, which was their final point, we saw them doing an absolutely phenomenal job of defending it. Like, crazy. They defended right until it was like the 89th minute that they lost the game 5-0, and it's because they defended right up until that point, and then they just put everybody on attack to try and win back a point, and left nobody in defence anymore and just gave it up in a cap race. But like, up to that point, they had been defending against wave after wave of enemies spawning within 100 meters of them, against 3 tigers pressuring them on basically like 1 trench and a tiny shed. You know, like, how did they ever manage to stay in the game for that long? It was like 40 minutes that they were defending that. And they've kind of showed their defensive chops again here, except they didn't wait this time. They didn't wait till they were down at their last point. They've capped that first one, that middle point, that all-important crucial centre, and then got to defending big time here, and they've done a fantastic job so far. 15 minutes left in the game, and ESPT, OP, BHB going to be starting to worry a little bit, I would think, at this point. They've got maybe 15 minutes left in the tournament. If they can't change something here, and that will be such an amazing journey for the line to have come all the way from qualifiers into the semi-finals. Absolutely fantastic to see them up there. I don't believe we have a result for the other games that are playing right now, but of course those are occurring as we speak. Four teams going out, 4 teams going through this weekend. Absolutely brutal. Now we're in this final stage. So close to the final. I literally can't wait for the culmination of this epic seasonal. We've had so many games, so many teams, so many highs. Unfortunately, a lot of lows as well. Some of these teams who have gone out. Looking at the map again, they're just keeping a little bit of that pressure over at way back. This Bloody 9 again. It's got Timmy Lee with him, who we saw being really successful and effective, just camping out in that building. We're going again for that long flank through F4. ESPT pushing around again. But again, we see the line falling right back. They're still trying to keep towards relevant sectors. However, they aren't providing any defensive power right now. So they do need to keep an eye on that. As you can see, Charlie squad, Queen in G5, and F5. They're not providing any capture power, not providing defensive power, but they are deep enough to push through and clear out that squad who were up there. This is a really important play here. Killing Takahara, killing T-Ra. This is exactly what they need to be doing here. Fantastic defending from the Germans. Daniel must have seen them spawn in there. High Speed Hilly, a great player, but goes down to the overwhelming force. Daniel, just run left. Their OP's right there. I can't believe he can't hear it. I can hear it from all the way up here. Oh my god, he's going to die. Should have gone for the OP. I don't know if it's been marked, but that was the spot that they needed to get to, and they've almost pushed through it now. But still, ESPT not inside the centre, not inside the hard cap, not putting that massive pressure like we saw before on North Pass here, and that's what they need to be doing if they're going to win it within the last 12 minutes here. I'd be very surprised if we didn't see another airhead attempt almost from both teams at this final stage. I should think they probably got a bombing run as well, ESPT. We don't have enough supplies. You can see 162 munitions here. You need 300 for the bombing run. They can swap some from the other two, so they would technically have just about enough. But not if they're going to want to use the manpower for an airhead as well. I believe it's manpower for airhead, correct me if I'm wrong, although I won't see it in chat because I only have it on screen. Lovely stuff though from the line. You can see that they've got this good defensive kind of structure going on. They've got their garrison in the point, but at least one backup garrison, although I would sort of expect them to have this other one built by now again. They've got a nice number of OPs surrounding the hard cap, acting as proximity warning, but also as safe places to spawn. And then they've got Mike and Charlie's squad spawning in over here in G4. Queen as well over by the garrison. And keeping that pressure on that flank in F4. This all-important hilltop area that we see below us. Dyslexic, Eastern, High-Speed Hilly pushing for their allies. And they have been all game, but just haven't had that success. I mean, we saw them get so close, and I really thought that we were going to see the midpoint flip there. But the Lions tankers basically pulling out the bag. Coletto and crew just getting right into the middle of the point, weren't they? Firing HE into that all-important building right in the middle. And then we saw the plucky Lux drive through and just put that crazy pressure on. Just allow the infantry to move up into North Pass and cross over the river again. And despite not holding this area up here in the boundary of E3 and D3, the line are looking very strong here still. And yeah, there's the odd player like Takahara slipping through. But they're doing such a good job with where they were covering before with the tank. It might just be covering with the AT gun now. And also covering with that deep infantry. Stopping those players from getting through in any meaningful numbers. We've got less than 10 minutes of this game left. And if they haven't started to cap within 2 minutes here, the game is effectively over, because it takes 2 minutes to initiate and win a cap race or sector capture. And North Pass here has been the absolute bane of the Allies' existence tonight. They've tried so hard, pushed so well, so many times. And now again, ESPT OP BHB with smoke, artillery down. In North Pass. On their side of the river, in the buildings, allowing them to move up. Cool Pollock's going to place an OP up here, undoubtedly. We saw them try and drop their airhead before into that smoke. And if it can be defended this time by infantry, that could be a much more successful tactic, and the line need to be very attentive to that. They do have that tank there, right close to the centre point, not quite in it, as you can see, having to reverse back. The centre point kind of covers that blown up building that we can see there, and this little area where Cool Pollock is behind that building, just in that gap between the two buildings there, covers the bridge and actually covers this trench here below us as well. So they do need to be careful to keep people inside the hard cap here. They want to defend it. They did contest it and take it back from that small cap that just happened there. Still doing a good job up here on to the south. Keep wanting to say to the west, but it's not. So it's west is left now, north, south, back behind us. East is over that way. But they've got back inside the circle here. You can hear planes coming over. This one is the recon plane that we can see marked on the map. I feel like I hear another one though. Try and keep an eye out for that airhead falling in the smokes again. The Cool Pollock and crew spawning en masse over here. And they're coming under a lot of fire from Ghoster down with the machine gun on the other side of the hill. Just go and just catch some of these shots here. I think there's another one just next to us too. The Ghoster with great shots on that building there. How about this lot down below him as well? He's probably going to see that. Yep. Absolutely lighting them up. Excel coming across Bloody Nine. You can see Bloody Nine's back from attacking. ColeTrain versus Excel. It's an important fight. ColeTrain with the win. Very nice to see from him. And we can see this pressure really ramping up now. Only 6.5 minutes left in the game. Realistically, more like 4 if they can't get this cap underway. In the next 4.5 minutes, ESPT, OP, BHB are out of the tournament, which is phenomenal to say. The line here could have come all the way from the qualifiers to make it almost to the final. Trigger may be having to forfeit. They could face it off against Blacklist. Could face off against the winners of the other games. I'm trying to check right now to see if there's any news from the others. What the Hell versus Team Phoenix, Core versus 116. They haven't completed yet. As far as, or they should have completed now, but I can't see the update of the score yet on the Discord. So I'm very excited to see who's actually through. You guys, of course, will be able to tell in the chat with the 15-minute delay. But fantastic stuff here from the line. Literally fantastic. I can't believe how well they've defended this game against what can only be described as a relentless attack from ESPT, OP, BHB. And such a... I don't want to say a typical attack from them, because that makes it sound bad. Like a typically, you know, destructive and disruptive and difficult attack to defend against. But done such a good job here. What are we here flying over now? This is supplies, is it? There's supplies dropping over there for the Germans, but I feel like that was the Allies plane. Raycaster, what a great game for them. Inferno, Tacotastic as well, putting in the work, earning that spot on the team like crazy. And the tankers today, the heroes, Coletto, Greca, Mutiny. Inchon, the commander of the Allies, commander of ESPT, OP, BHB, said last Monday this game comes down to minutes. Who plays the best for 1 minute, who makes that one set of decisions correctly. And the decision of that tank squad to move into the middle of North Pass here with no support and just start firing HE into the hard cap. That could have put them through. They've only got 2 minutes to make it happen here, ESPT, OP, BHB, to stay in the tournament. I literally cannot believe that this is happening before my eyes. And a 1-all on the cards here in these 2 matches, but the first one basically doesn't even matter because they're through still. The line got through. Now they're in the second one, the vital rematch, and ESPT, OP, BHB struggling, and it's so hard for them, just as in with any sport really, to come and play a team who they've beaten so recently, because that memory of what to do to win, or what they did wrong and how to improve on that is so fresh for the line here. And you can tell they just, it's almost like the game last week could not have happened to see them come out here. This could be the following game, you know. This could be like the server restart from the previous match that these two teams had. They've learned so well, they've remembered so clearly what they needed to do to win against ESPT, OP, BHB, that the line have come out here and defended magnificently. 45 seconds left to start capping here at North Pass for ESPT, otherwise they're gone out of the tournament in a huge upset. A shock for the public vote, a shock I think for the organiser of the tournament. Not necessarily a shock for any of the teams here today, the players, because they played each other just recently. They know how good each other's team is. And the line is not to be underestimated at all, as we can see here. They played phenomenally. ESPT, OP, BHB, a really fantastic team. Also played very well, as we've seen. And Inchon here, with 5 seconds to go, sprinting down the hill. T-Ra as well, trying to get that cap on, but it's not going to happen. We're into the last 2 minutes and they haven't got the cap on. In fact, they're getting capped on themselves over at Wayback. Despite a bombing run last minute here from Inchon, they're not going to be able to do it. I literally can't believe I'm saying this, but in a 3-2, amazing, absolutely amazing defensive game, the line beating ESPT, OP, BHB to go through to the semi-finals of the 2022 Spring Seasonal. What an upset. ESPT, OP, BHB, who started out in the main stage. They came 5th last time around. They're not coming 5th this year. And that's huge for them. And you've got to feel for these players because they've played such a great few games. They've had some really tough picks against What the Hell. They played a phenomenal game against the Line last time out. That's almost not worth nothing to them now, but is the less significant somehow of the two games. They've pushed the whole meta forward with their amazing counter tank snipes. Those artillery snipes that we've seen be, I'm guessing, very effective this time out. Again, for the Line, you know, they've made it their business to try and counter those sniper attempts. But it hasn't paid off in the end. And ESPT, OP, BHB go out of the Spring Seasonal, and the Line, TL, the now only remaining North American side in the tournament, going through with a phenomenal win here on HURTGEN Forest. Again, the players of the game, basically, they're tankers, coming through with an absolute barnstorming win. Didn't my squad do so well? Raycast, Dingleberry, Burt, Raekwon, Monk, all on the attack there. I've kind of got switched out from being in the artillery squad, it seems like. But Bloody Nine, we saw doing a fantastic job on defense and then on attack. Mr. Z, obviously, they managed to get those tank snipes off because he was the guy sitting in the tank back there. It's funny, I've been trying to say MRZ, or Mers his name this whole time. It's definitely not going to be Mr. Z. This is a USA team. Come on. Might be Mr. Z. Chicken and Waffles, who we saw again doing a fantastic job of defending. And look at these defensive scores here. But equally on the other team, look at all these attacking scores. Like, they were just attacking so hard the whole game. But coming up against Chicken and Waffles with 4,680 defensive points for that squad. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And these are the bad boys. Coletto, Greco, Mutiny in the tank. 2,159 combat effectiveness. Absolutely phenomenal. Now, I really hope that we're going to be able to talk to the commanders here. That would be so great. Let me just finish scrolling through so everyone can kind of pause when you need to like see your scores or like other people's scores. Just scroll to make sure everybody's kind of got a view of that. And then we're going to try and jump over onto the Discord. Hopefully get some of them to join us, which would be really great. Let's see, ColeTrain wants to join. Absolutely staggering stuff there, guys. Like, so good to watch. I really want to know who's won these other games. I'm like asking ColeTrain if he wants to come into the chat now. I asked Inchon before if he wants to come into the chat. But maybe not after that. I can see why he might not want to. Crazy. I really want to know who's won those other games. Let's go. Like, I can't really see yet. It hasn't been updated on the server who won Core 116 and what the hell PHX. So curious. Okay, ColeTrain's going to be in 1 minute. Awesome. Right, so in the meantime, let me say again thank you to all the people who've followed and stuff, because the 15-minute delay, etc., makes it really hard. But thank you, Striker, Aku Hitman, Sharon Needles, Romulus, FCF Hellspore, Naya Prophet, Hoonbox, Tesseract, what's up Tesseract, Mars Rover, 3373, 11 Juno 11, TL Tosh, sorry Josh, Robert, Genuine Dirty Dan, Griffin, 5283, Kitex, Generate, ZXC, Danny 101, Zooms Al Heglan. So sorry if I'm getting your name wrong. Buffinator, List Tigers or ISU Tigers, Penguin 45, Magic Jokic, Zala, I2 second, I second, I can't read your name, I'm sorry. The Melons, Beef Pat, Crow Dog, wow, so many people, it's amazing. Mind of Casper, Traar, Rival, Captain Dirch, what's up Dirch, Doodle Bugs, Not Curse, M Dog, Gem, Souls Logic, Core Raisin, Bubble 550, Nice Fabby Gratings. Thank you ever so much, everyone who's followed, everybody who's subbed. I feel like somebody subbed. I didn't even see who that was, but like that's literally amazing. Thank you so much. Can't wait to get. Oh my god, Mr. Nitro's just gifted like 1 million tier 1 subs. Freaking amazing. Thank you so much, Mr. Nitro. Absolute legend. Fantastic caster, Mr. Nitro. One of my faves, actually. ColeTrain, can you hear me, mate?
Yes, I can.
Hello, congratulations. Wow.
Oh man, I don't even know what to say right now. Still recovering from that game.
Yeah, I mean, well, all I can say first of all is again, congratulations to you, to the whole of the line. What a phenomenal game. I mean, last time that we spoke was at the end of your previous game against ESPT OPBHB over on Saint Marie de Mont, where you guys lost. I think, and I'm going to guess here with my question, you might see where I'm going, but did you learn something from that game, perhaps?
I think we may have learned a few things. Yeah, we made some changes for this one, which I think we saw the effect of for sure in a positive way. We've been brainstorming since that match, along with a few things that I think helped us out a bit, which was I think the map ban was a little better in terms of Axis side is pretty strong on HURTGEN, and allies on SMDM is a little bit harder, I would say.
Yeah.
Although I will say ESPT is. Yeah, ESPT is a really good HURTGEN or a really good HURTGEN team, but out of all the points, I think North Pass is the one that benefited us the most. So we got a little lucky there.
Yeah, with that northern edge where you can kind of like sit your tanks or put an AT gun and stuff, and it's just one less angle to have to worry about. But
absolutely.
But they did not let you not worry about a single other angle. Oh my god, like they were flanking the entire time, trying to get around on the river. I mean, to see it from above, and obviously you'll see the VOD in due course, but like you guys did a fantastic job of getting like so far back actually in defense that you were able to kind of sweep them out of that F4 area on the top of the hill there, where they were flanking around. But
and we knew going into it, as soon as we saw North Pass, that would be that F4. We call it Lumberyard. Is in a huge area, would be a huge area of contention, and no matter what, they'd be trying to gain control of that all game, because with elevation and sightlines onto North Pass, it's just absolutely key for holding it. So you saw probably we were battling over that. The fight would come all the way south, it'd come all the way back east, and it was just constantly shifting to maintain control. But and we did lose it a few times and have to scramble to clear it out again, which took a really long time at certain points. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, their attacking players was just so like Shaka Zulu, Digi Shadow, just like pushing so hard at you guys, and it just was like a next level. Let me try and get. Do you mind if we speak to Inchon as well?
Oh, not at all.
Try and get him into the server. In terms of your kind of strategy, I mean, I think a lot of it relied again on like a tank snipe. How do you come up with these? Like, you snipe the artillery. I don't know how many times with that tank.
Yeah, so that one was. I don't think it's been done on HURTGEN yet. And that just is a bunch of us nerds sitting in empty servers trying a bunch of things, and finally that we found it and we fine-tuned it and saved it for this game, because we scrimmaged core yesterday and decided not to use that against them, but we were prepped to pull that out just because we knew we'd need every advantage to beat a team like ESPT.
Yeah, for sure. Inchon, are you there?
I am.
Hello, my friend.
Hello.
Consolidations, commiserations. That was a tough game for you guys.
It's always tough to beat a team 2 weeks in a row
Yeah,
or
I
back
mean,
to back matches.
we spoke about it before on the recapping, and you said exactly that. Back to back matches. It was so obvious to see that the line learned so much from playing you guys so recently. They just stayed back in defense. Cole's just been talking about how kind of playing that defensive game was like a big part of the strategy. Um, I think you guys did the thing that we expected you to do in the sense of like those big long flanks, very effective shooters on the flanks. Pushing in a positive way from kind of like the main angle of attack as well, keeping the pressure up. There was a moment there where you guys, it was like halfway capped. Is there anything you could have done differently?
Yeah, I think we got 80%. We were already talking about pulling out the support players where we're going to get the garrisons back up, or kind of post cap actions, starting to run down that checklist. And, their Tiger tanks rolled double Tigers, was a calling card of ours that they were
Yeah,
able to, that we were able to call out. And, they rolled up and got some contesting and then rolled back. I'd love to talk to those tankers.
they
It was
played
a little
so
bit of
well. Like
they did.
so
Yeah.
well. But I mean, your guys on attack as well, like, and even on defense. I mean, obviously at the end there was a bit of a cap race on Vayback, sort of bit meaningless at the
Well,
end.
the
But
game was decided at
yeah,
that
but
point, but
like
yeah.
such strong defense as well. Like when that time came, and for a long time you almost didn't need anybody to be there defending. I know we spoke before about like switching players out into different squads and stuff, so you kind of got your strategies for defending, but you hardly needed anybody there because your attack was so kind of all encompassing for a long time. You had players on the other side of the river, over in F4. You had them kind of pushing from the west just straight across the river into the buildings, using the smokes. You got to tell me, you dropped an airhead, I think, into the smokes on North Pass. How long did that last there? Because I was like, I looked for it in the smoke and I could not see it, and I didn't see anybody take it down. But then there was no spawn wave or anything.
Yeah, they were able to take it down pretty quickly.
They managed to get it like with a
I was
tank
gonna
shot
say
or something.
the play of the game was right at the start all the way through the end, taking out our artillery.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
and
they got another shot on you, didn't they?
well, yeah, so it basically was looking for a window when artillery would be up along with our uh, airhead, and we felt comfortable. We felt we had it on our recon in place. So we tried to pull that playbook, which actually, we all watch each other, and I think 1/16 showed
Hmm.
what could be possible with that, and we tried to pull that play out, and our HE shells weren't able to fall in behind the smoke because our artillery players got cleared out
Yeah,
by a tank.
by a tank again.
Yep.
That's turning into the
Yeah,
calling card now of the line.
I can't wait. Honestly, we used it, and I still can't wait for it to not be a part of the game. And so, if they just change anything about the artillery dynamic, I'll be so happy.
Yeah, no, I mean it's a tank against a map edge where you can't necessarily get behind it with another tank. And the Cole had a defense in depth on that.
Hmm.
He was able to align it up to where he had I think at one time he had a greyhound protecting
Yep.
along with infantry and ultimately Big Bertha tank back there that was as soon as the wall dropped out, our artillery called the same thing they called last time. Hey, we're getting sniped. Okay, let's try to figure out where it's coming from. And
I know you guys did satchel it a few times, maybe twice from comms. It's hard to remember because that game felt so
yeah,
long.
no, it definitely became a focus of us because we knew how important it was. At first, we tried to take other armor away, which then took really one thing we've been trying to get on as much as possible is armor and infantry
Hmm.
integration. And then when we saw double tanks back there, we sent two tanks, and it definitely knocked us off our rhythm. Normally, we would have artillery, being in advance of the infantry. Didn't have that, so we tried to do a recovery plan for armor to take down what was taking out our infantry.
Mhm.
And eventually, our infantry, while stellar, wasn't able to overcome defensive tigers and defensive artillery
Yeah.
and defensive infantry.
That's it. The defense was strong with the line this week. Oh my goodness. And I think it's something that we kind of saw the beginnings of in you guys the last game that you guys played on that final point at the barn on Saint-Marie de Mon. The line defended for I don't know like 40 minutes. It was like a trench and a shed. I don't know how can you defend that? But they somehow managed to stick it out. And I think maybe this time they kind of obviously stuck with that philosophy on slightly more important point, I guess, and managed to hold that middle the whole game pretty much, which is literally so impressive. I mean, I think it was 9 minutes that the point was capped in, so sort of pretty average, not that long into the game, and managed to hold it the whole time, despite, as you say, almost like 80% capture at one point from
Yeah.
ESPT. I mean,
And at that point, it was just bodies on the point for us. And it was miraculously that we could fight inside out. Because I know we had guys like under the bridge of North Pass just trying to
Yeah.
beat body weight on the point. And
literally,
I was already saying in command chat, let's play for recap, like try and get some these garrisons replaced. And I knew against a team like them that, I was sending at least a couple defenders back to Hill because I knew there were guys back there as well getting ready for the fast cap. So it surprised me when we were able to hold that for sure.
You and me both.
I honestly don't know how. I was hiding under the bridge more than I'd like to say, just to be cap way, especially when reinforce was down. I would just try and go and be a body there.
you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But I mean, fantastic play from both of you guys. Like you could see, Cole, you were doing the defense. You were under the bridge. You were right out there trying to take on the most attacking players that ESPT have to offer. Up on that hill, trying to just hold them back at other times.
Yeah.
Inchon as well, like even right at the end there, you're like sprinting down the hill on the other side of the river. Like you're in enemy territory. You're attacking. You're dropping a bombing run right at the last minute. Like both of you guys playing really well as you could, and what a great result. But are there players from your own teams that you'd like to shout out in particular?
I would like to shout out Bloody Nine for just being moving around the map well, and he's probably one of our better shooters. He made some big plays, clearing OPs and stuff, and relieving a lot of pressure. And then there's Silly Little Seal, who is pretty much the only person putting any pressure for a lot of those moments on Waybach,
Yeah,
which was like at certain points allowed us to regain map control on North Pass and keep them honest. Because I know when they are going all in, it takes everything and some luck to defend. So we
yeah,
had to have at least one body there, and some guys going into his OP to keep him honest. So that was helpful.
yeah, for sure. And who was that in your Tiger tank that rolled in when they were 80% capped? Was that Coletto?
Yeah, that was Kalito, I
Yeah.
believe. So
They're
that
for
was
me my
huge
like
too.
players of the match. Like Inchon, when we spoke before about on the recapping about this level of Hell Let Loose, like things come down to like 1 minute increments. They come down to single plays, and you said about it yourself. Like then the Tiger rolled in, and then a Lux came after it as well, and like amazing tanking plays as probably would expect at this point from the line, but for me, they definitely deserve a shout out. Inchon, from you, is there anyone in particular? Obviously, it's hard to choose because everyone played really well today, but is there somebody in particular or different people that you want to give recognition to?
I'll go with just a lot of the guys that put in preparation work that weren't necessarily able to be into the match, but wanted to come in and give us the best shot that we had. It's kind of a three-phase process. Hey, this is where we think the truck's going to go. This is where we think they're going to snipe the truck. Okay, this is where we're going to think that they think that they think that they are here, and working on those signs. I'll be honest, we didn't think it was possible to snipe artillery.
I mean, I guess
That
that's why that
that
you were
was
choosing HURTGEN. I thought part of the rationale, like so many trees, it's going to be really hard to snipe the
yeah,
bottom.
no, I
But
mean, so I mean, we really value our infantry play, um, but this shows that infantry can't do it alone. It's got to have that tripod of success, if you will.
Yeah.
Arty armor and infantry all working together, and the support elements that go on with it. But I want to give a shout out to the entire team. The line gets to take the mantle of number one North American team
Well,
with this
it's 1-1
victory.
now.
Yeah,
I feel like I want to see outside of the seasonal. I want to see like a third one of these because I feel like
I mean,
this.
I would be up for it. I'm not going to lie. I kind of like that title, but yeah, no, I would be up for a best out of three.
I guess, yeah. I mean, 100% we want to play you guys some more. I think it benefits
Yeah.
both of us.
Awesome. You're gonna let me cast it, yeah?
Yeah.
I
You're
definitely want
always
to.
welcome.
I definitely want to see the third installment of that because what great
Yeah.
matches you guys have had these last couple of weeks or 3 weeks. But yeah, I mean, what's definitely fair to say is that the line is carrying the torch, certainly for North America through into the, the final stages of this tournament.
Yep.
Inchon from ESPT, OPBHB, like, in the spirit of fair play and in the spirit of like, North American brotherhood, you got any words of advice for ColeTrain here? Is there anything you were saving for those final stages that you're going to pass on, to see a North American team hopefully get through to the final and maybe even win it?
I mean, we'll be more than happy to scrimmage against them and make them as ready as we can. Why we stumbled on this one. We definitely will be the biggest fans of the line going forward. We got some friends over in WTH, we got some friends over in Core, but we got a lot of respect for the line, and if they're able to play like they did today, I think WTH got something to be concerned about.
For sure, that was top tier defending.
Yeah, if we can get a good side on a map for us and the most beneficial point as well that we've just practiced
I looked at
yesterday.
that map on the flip, and I was just like, "It's all."
You should have heard our call. We're
lights.
like, "Oh my god, it's North Pass again." So Garth, we just scrimmaged
You
Core
literally just
yesterday, and it
wait.
was the same lineup.
Yeah, no, I saw that, and all the like we were prepping for long lines of sight on that north side if it was North Pass, and then yeah, it was just like that flipped, and we're like, okay, well, here we go, like,
Yeah, I was
did
just
it, but
messaging Shaka saying that was the luckiest pull we could have gotten or the most beneficial. So that definitely helped.
well, hey, you know what? You got an 80-1 shot to win the Kentucky Derby. What was it? Rich? What was his name?
Oh
What was the
yeah,
horse's name?
I don't remember.
I don't know. Whatever it is, rich stakes or whatever. Hey, that's why you play the game. That's why you run the race. You don't know it's got
Yeah,
to go. And
absolutely.
today or this week, you guys had the preparation. Preparation met with the opportunity and came across for a victory. So there is uh, no uh, no disputing that.
Well, what a touching
I'm trying not to
display of
cuss. I
fair play there. Yeah,
apologize.
no, I really
If I
appreciate
start
that.
cussing it, like all the sergeant's gonna come out.
Nah, look, I've got to say, like, um, just basically well played to all the players today, and well played to both of you as well. And like, massive respect to everybody who's out there on the field, but massive respect also to you guys coming in this chat right now. This is like the top tier of Hell Let Loose competitive play. It's to stay in the tournament, like, but you're both like, it's a credit to both of you to come in here and just be like the nice guys that you are. Still, like, after such an intense combat scenario just been played out for us. But yeah, I mean, from my end, I think I'm very excited to see where the line goes. ESPT, OPBHB were one of my top favorites for the tournament. I think I kind of failed on my predictions or whatever. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to seeing a North American team progress hopefully right to the end of this one, because I think that'll make for a great final. And you guys definitely, if you play like that, like, you can go all the way in this one. So thank you both for coming into the chat, and yeah, thanks to both your teams for putting on a great show and for playing a great tournament so far. The line, of course, coming all the way from qualifiers, which is crazy.
Yeah, it feels like we've been playing in this tournament for quite a while,
Yes.
which is a good thing. It's been so much fun, and I do want to say thank you for you streaming and all the streamers. It really makes this a lot more special, and great game to ESPT, BHB, and OP. That was such a grind and probably the hardest game I've ever been in. and we knew that going in. But still, like I've said before, I checked the time like with 30 minutes left, and I thought I was like, how can there be 30 minutes left in this match? It was a hell of a game for sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna let you guys go. Back to your debriefings. I'm sure they're gonna be long and into the night. But thank you both for coming on this stream, and yeah, thanks again for an amazing game. Like you say, one of the best games of Hell Let Loose I've seen.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care.
Take care.
Thank you, guys.
See you, Inchon. Bye bye. Awesome. Okay, guys. Well, yeah, that was an absolute banger, wasn't it? So, what else is there to say except thank you so much for watching. I've been Garfnix. Thank you so much to the Spring Seasonal, the organisers, you know, all the people behind the scenes, the Beautified Jane, but the people up front too. Like, thank you so much to all of the players today for, well, grinding out one of the hardest games that they probably ever played of Hell Let Loose. Thank you to all the people who followed, all the people who subbed. Thank you so much to Mr. Nitro with the 15 gifted subs, which I literally can't even believe I'm saying. That's so cool. That's like insane. Thank you so much. But yeah, I'm going to go raid somebody now, share the love with them. You know, and hopefully I'll see you next week, if not on Monday for the recapping. I think we're over on, it's on my stream tomorrow. So yeah, come say hi tomorrow, 8 PM UK time. We'll go through all the matches that have been played over the weekend, look ahead to the week to come, look at some clips, talk about the stats courtesy of Abusify, where we get all of that sweet information. I think that this is going to be an exceptionally high kill game, for one. We saw those kind of defensive points. I might try and get some stats around defensive whatever points, like if I can, but I'm not really sure if I can, but I'll look into it for you guys. But yeah, come check that out, and then hopefully squad line battle on Tuesday. But yeah, if not, then hopefully I'll see you next week for another fantastic game in this amazing seasonal. On to the playoffs, round 2. The line with the win over ESPT, OP, BHB, sending them out of the tournament here on HURTGEN Forest. Thanks for watching. Take care, guys. Goodbye.